There we go, baby. Just like we drew it up from the beginning. Dubs in the chat. All right, what's going on, guys? Tremaine here, the most disciplined trader on YouTube. Here is the long I took on stream this morning in Discord. So I'm looking at that bullish breaker, watching to see if we want to trade down into that. And I go ahead and buy it right there, taking no heat on the entry, no drawdown. And I'm targeting those equal highs. Buy side liquidity is just way too smooth. And here I'm telling the group about that breakaway gap. Want to see that stay open. Only using 1 micro here. Volatility was absolutely bonkers today. I'm talking 100.1 minute candles. Absolutely insane. It's fun if you're on side. But if you're offside and these candles are ripping against you, especially if you don't use the stop loss, it can beat you up pretty bad. But sizing down a lot. Normally I risk around $700 to $800 a trade, and you see I only have 1 micro on for about $250, not even that. So sizing down a lot just given the volatility. And it's a no news Monday. For those who've been on the channel for a while, you know how I feel about no news Monday, so just felt like it was only right to size down. But we traded beneath the midnight open, beneath the 9:30 open, beneath the 8:30 open. We had a large opening range gap lower, so we have about 500 handles of opening range gap above us, and we're just way too cheap on the day to consider anything short. And there's the buy side you see me aiming for there. And I'm telling the Discord members watching me live, I told them I'm looking for a pyramid entry. I kind of want to put on more risk. 250 is a little light. And I do want to walk away with at least $1,000 this morning. So you see me going down here into a 30-second chart. I'm looking for possible pyramid entries. I'm teaching them about that bullish order block. My stop loss is being raised there. So now I'm risking virtually nothing. And that's a beautiful risk to reward, risking less than $100 to make around 800. That's very nice. And here I'm doing a little bit of surgery, dropping down to a 15-second chart, and I'm highlighting that fair value gap. I'm going to go ahead and buy another one there. So I'm adding to my position, adjusting my limit orders. And you see us dipping down to that fair value gap, and that's also a bullish order block right to the left of it. So notice how even though I bought another contract, I'm still only risking around $250. So I only like to pyramid after I done trailed my stop or made my trade risk-free. Then I like to add another contract. But if I haven't reduced my risk initially, then I don't like pyramiding. So everything's looking good. Still no drawdown on the trade. You see I have about $13. And I'm contemplating there if I wanted to take a partial or not. If you've been on the channel for a while, the last week I left a lot of money on the table by not taking partials and being a little too demanding with my limit orders. So I was going back and forth with the chat whether or not I should take a partial. I decided, you know what, why not? I would be a bad example, a bad role model, if you want to call it that, if I don't exercise taking partials, especially in a market environment that's really volatile. You got to walk away with something, right? So I took my partial in consequent encroachment of that first fair value gap after 8:30. Okay, first presented fair value gap after 8:30. That's where my partial is. And I'm going to slowly start trailing my stop. So I'm telling the chat, I'm in a little bit of a weird spot here because normally when I take partials, but before I get to that, I'm adjusting my limit order higher because I do want to finish up at least 1,000 on the day. So with that partial, I think I banked around $300 or so. Or maybe it's like 350. And to finish up 1,000 on the day, I would need 650. So that's why I'm dragging it a little higher. But what I was saying is normally when I take partials, I like to be risk-free in the trade. So this is a kind of a rare instance where I take a partial, but I still have open risk on the table. So I banked around $350, but I still have $200 open as risk. And I'm telling the chat, like, I'm fine with that. I don't want to strangle the trade by trailing my stop too tight. Worst case scenario, it comes back to my stop loss and I finish up around $100 on the day. Best case scenario, I'm up $1,000 for the day. So that's why I'm not really interested in trailing my stop too soon. But for the most part, by far and large, after I take something off, I like to be risk-free. So this doesn't happen often, but my pyramid entry was a little high, so it's okay. All right, so now I'm watching this first presented fair value gap. I want to see support there. I'm telling them that once we leave that first presented fair value gap and displace above that short-term high right there, once we do that, then I'll take off my risk. And you're going to see the algorithm kind of do its thing. Nothing in here is random. So yes, you can use the first presented fair value gap after 8:30 and the first presented fair value gap after 9:30, first presented fair value gap after 1:30, all those opening ranges. I refer to them, keep them on my chart. So there's that displacement above the high, just like I wanted. Risk-free trade plus $10 for commissions and all that fun stuff. Just like we outlined, first presented fair value gap taking us up, offering support. And notice how we weren't willing to trade down to midpoint of that first presented, and we weren't willing to trade down to the lower half. So that's bullish. If we're looking for higher prices, we want the upper half of PD arrays to be used as support and the lower half to stay open. Also, noting the time, 9:50 to 10:10. That's your macro. Notice what time we're getting spooling. It's currently 9:57. It's all algorithmic. And for those in the Discord, this is your New York session ATM model that we covered in the webinar on Sunday. So if you haven't watched that webinar, highly recommend. We have a lot of people in the Discord already back testing it, studying it, and we're using it here today, targeting that initial buy side liquidity after taking out the initial sell side. So you see it panning out live here. I think I forgot to mention this is live funds. This is a live account, my personal funds, by the way. So everything's looking good. This is pretty much just a one shot higher. This rally really didn't give you much as far as a fair value gap entry on a 1 minute chart. It's just been one directional. That's why I've been really falling in love with the 15-second chart, 30-second chart, because as you saw earlier, there were plenty of opportunities to get on board on the seconds intervals. Now you can still trade wicks, treat those as gaps, and you can buy those if you have the confidence to do that. But the seconds chart, when you're confident in the drawn liquidity, it allows you, it's very forgiving, it allows you to get on board. So I'm locking in an extra $200 here, trailing my stop beneath the low of our current new week opening gap. That's what that gray box is. And I'm telling the members watching me live, I'm saying that right there is absolutely a partial. I don't encourage copy trading. I tell the chat not to copy my trades. This is for educational purposes. I don't want to be in charge of your account balance and all that. But I'm just putting it out there for the record. That right there is a partial. If I had more than one micro on, I'm definitely peeling something off there. Okay, but I only have one micro, so I'm letting it run. And there you go. So beautiful trade. That is actually my largest trade ever. 500 points, only done with 2 micros. So I pulled down $1,000 with 2 micros. Micros pay, micros make money. And it's crazy because I'm looking at my chart right now. NASDAQ is going completely parabolic. Like my exit, you can see my exit there. NASDAQ is way, like it done shot up like an extra 1,000 points. It's crazy. But no FOMO, no fear of missing out, nothing like that. I took out what I wanted to take out of the marketplace, and I'll show back up again tomorrow. So hopefully you found this insightful. And we do have a PM session public stream today, this afternoon. For those who are watching this the same day of this upload. So I'll see you all in the PM session. And Discord members, we're back live trading tomorrow morning at 8:15. Love y'all. Peace.